Hey guys, Crystal here, and today I am going to be sharing with you my top 5 tips for curbing late night snacking. Okay, so why am I even talking about this today? So, earlier this week, I went into a couple of my mom's Facebook groups. I polled the women there and I wanted to know what are some of the biggest challenges or obstacles with weight loss right now. And as you can imagine, a lot of answers kind of popped up, but thing that I saw popping up time and time again was this late night snacking. And we know that if we want to manage our weight or if we have weight loss goals right now, those extra calories that we're consuming right before bed when we're not really active are they're excess calories, they're excess fuel that our body doesn't really need. And so the only place for it to go is storage form, aka fat, which we don't want for our bodies to be doing that excessively, right? Okay, so I am going to be sharing with you my top 5 things. I am guilty of this too. I want you to know that I'm not perfect. And I think with all of the stress that's been happening, it's been a lot easier to find yourself going back to the pantry. So know that you're not alone and know that there are things that you can do to start shifting your habits. So the first one being eating enough dinner. So if you're eating and you're not eating enough or you're not eating a very balanced meal that has healthy carbs, yes, I said carbs, proteins and fats and fiber, then you're going to be more likely to not feel as full, not feel as satiated, and you're going to want to go back into the pantry and eat more after dinner late in the evening. So make sure that when you're eating your dinner that you focus on the feelings of fullness. So you want to eat to feel like a 7 or 8 out of 10 fullness level. So that gives you a little bit of room, it gives you a little bit of breathing space, but it definitely makes you feel like you're satisfied with what you just ate. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, you want to focus on fluids. You want to drink more tea, drink more water. And for me, this can be challenging sometimes. I don't really like the flavor of plain water, so I'll often do things to make my water taste better, either with freshly squeezed lemon, or I love to use a product called Amped Hydrate, which is just electrolytes and makes my water taste better. And then also in the evening, a simple swap is tea. So if you don't want to drink water, you want something a little bit flavored and warm and comforting, especially now as we head into some colder months, you can look at getting like a chamomile tea or a sleepy time tea or a peppermint tea, just something that you can drink to keep your belly feeling fuller as you go into the evening hours. Okay, tip number 3, and this is a big one, and this is a hard one because a lot of us have been feeling stressed and we've been coping with alcohol. But we know that alcohol definitely triggers the munchies. You want to snack, you want to eat, and you don't want to eat vegetables when you're drinking alcohol. So make sure that you're keeping alcohol to a minimum. You really want to cope with the emotions that you're dealing with. Look, we're all feeling stressed, but we need better, healthier ways of managing it instead of just turning to wine or to alcohol. So keep the alcohol to a minimum, and that's gonna prevent the trigger of wanting to snack on things. Number 4 is going to bed earlier. You guys, if you're going to bed at midnight or later and your dinner was at 6 or 6:30 or 7, of course, that's a long time that your body hasn't had any fuel. It's going to trigger feelings of hunger. So easier said than done, I think, also because we're using a lot of Netflix to cope with the stress, but remove yourself from the screen, head into bed a little bit earlier, do some calming things away from screens that are going to help prepare you for bed, and just get into bed earlier. You'll go to sleep, you're going to be fasting longer, which is going to help you maintain your weight or even work on fat loss and not have extra calories that your body's just going to store right before bed. Okay, tip number 5, my last one for you, is not really about curbing the bad habit, but it's what are you going to do when you're deciding you're going to snack anyways. And my suggestion is if you're going to choose to snack late at night, make it a protein rich snack. Make sure that you have something like yogurt or cottage cheese on hand. I don't think anyone wants to boil eggs at night, but you could do that. For me, the thing that I find the simplest, the easiest, the one that I enjoy the most is just a protein shake. I used Amped Tri-Release Protein. I love it in chocolate, so I'll add it to a shaker cup, drink it, and then I know that all my body is getting is, you know, protein that it's going to be used to repair and have the building blocks for proteins throughout the body overnight as it's repairing. So those are my 5 tips for overcoming the late night snacking. I hope that this was helpful. If it was, let me know in the comments below which one of the 5 tips that you're gonna try to implement, try to swap out, and let me know how it goes. Have a great day, guys. Mwah.